All right, welcome back to another episode of the Fort Worth Music. Wait, let me try it again.
Yeah, Academy. Yeah, yeah. That's your business name, man.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Fort Worth Music Academy podcast. I'm your host, Eric Barassa, and I am super thrilled to welcome our guest, Miss Kendra Finnestead, today. Hey, Kendra, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
So Kendra, if you've ever been to our website, she is kind of the face of the business. She
The
and
family band.
Yes, yeah, you'll see a picture right on our homepage of her and her three kids. And if
Yes.
anyone comes to our summer camp fair at All Saints next weekend, they're going to see you guys on our brochures, on our big banner, as well
Wow.
as some other promo materials.
We are literally blowing up. I get it.
Yeah. So now people are going to be able to get to know the woman behind the photo.
Well, fun. Well, I am flattered that you think that I'm worth talking to. So
Yes. So if I'm being frank, when they in business, they'll talk about like who are your ideal families to work with and everything.
yeah.
And you guys are among the top of the list. Your
Oh,
family has
thank
been
you.
nothing but awesome. Kendra and her sons Foster and Finn are both currently taking lessons, and it looks like her husband Kevin is getting ready to jump in.
He is. Yeah, he's jumping in.
And then
He's the last man standing.
That's
So
right. And then, of course, your daughter Molly is a very talented singer as well. Um,
yeah, yeah.
so let's talk about you as a musician, because you are
Okay.
doing something a little bit unique from most of our students, which is you are actually working to, you are a songwriter, and
Yeah.
you have a pretty unique gift in that you are a very good singer. Like, not just like, yeah, you can sing and play, but like you are like top notch.
Oh, thank you.
And you have recently, kind of within the last year or so, started performing out with some of your material. So, what
Yeah,
has
yeah.
what's that experience been like for you?
I think I caught the bug is what I would say. It's been a long time coming. I've always had a hard time performing, some performance anxiety kind of things, and growing up from a classical music standpoint, most of my vocal training and my competitions and things were always behind a screen. So I really didn't have much experience with the performance aspect, except for I did take piano. So I had a lot of piano recitals and things like that. And, as I got to be, higher levels and things, and I took a TCU prep program in high school. And so we would perform on some pretty big stages, and I would always, get the nerves would be terrible. Like I thought I would say I was getting sick every time, and it was always just nervousness. But yeah, I think that the cool thing is that now being able to perform with Molly, who is my daughter, my oldest daughter, she is completely fearless. And so kind of being able to kind of be in the background and not be the forefront, the soloist in the front. I've just harmonized with her and kind of let her um, lead the show. So it's kind of worked me into being able to like be comfortable on the stage and be comfortable playing in front of people. So now my hands don't shake anymore, and my voice doesn't quiver anymore, and like my Elvis lip doesn't do its thing anymore. And so it's just kind of,
I'm not familiar with
gradually.
the Elvis
Yeah, I
lip
mean, it's
thing.
weird stuff. It's weird stuff. I used to get so nervous that just weird things would shake. So,
Yeah, and it's weird
um,
how these things kind of manifest themselves when people
yeah,
first start performing. And
yeah,
I remember Tom Morello of Rage Against the Machine saying, like, giving advice to people, saying, like, look, the best thing you can do is just start doing it. And you're going to be
yeah, yeah,
terrible at first. All the nerves are going to be in. You're going to make
yeah,
lots of mistakes, no matter how well
yeah,
prepared you are. And there's just nothing that can really prepare you for just
yeah.
getting on a stage.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we had a big performance even last summer at the Peach Fest here in Weatherford, and one of the songs is like a lot of finger picking, and it's kind of quick, and my fingers just would not do it. They literally
Oh,
just
yeah.
started fumbling, so I just had to play the chords. But you just learn to kind of work through it, and I think the practice has definitely helped.
Yeah. I've definitely been there where I've been on stage in front of people and like all of a sudden, yeah, things are just not working. But yeah, would you agree that it didn't matter how often you played by yourself at home? It really wasn't until you actually got out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. And it was kind of just on a whim. We didn't have the kids one week during the summer. They were all at camp at the same time. And we just kind of decided to go hit some local music scenes and things we don't normally do when we have kids in tow. So we went to some patios and listened to some live performances. And one of the nights we went out to an open mic, and I wasn't even planning on playing. I didn't bring my guitar or anything. And we met some people there. Everyone was just really friendly and welcoming. And we were talking about music. And before I know it, someone's giving me their Martin guitar and making me go up and sing. And I was like, I just did that. So it was like a big bucket list. And I loved it. Like it was like that feeling of being able to overcome a fear, but also get to share something that I really do love to do, was just kind of magical. And so I signed myself up to go back and do a full 4 songs. And then I've been back several times, and we've been booking more gigs, and I have a goal now. I have a single that I'm recording, and it's going to come out on April 2nd. So
good for you. See, because
that's like the next.
I still live in the world. Wow, you've even got the date scheduled for it and everything. That's great.
I do.
I kind of, still come from this world of like, let's make an album. And so
Yeah.
I'll sit and like record by myself a million songs and not really. And I was hearing somebody say the other day on some YouTube video, they're like, look, if nobody knows your music, quit trying to like prepare this big grandiose release. He's like, just put out a song.
Right.
And
yeah.
Once it's out, start promoting it and then connecting with people from there. So once you get this single out, well, I guess what's been the process like? You've just recorded this at home, or did you go to a studio?
Yeah, I have. I kind of have a game plan. I think the biggest challenge, and I've talked to you about this too, is getting back into music and guitar. I had like a almost 20-year gap because I picked up guitar. I always played piano and I always sang, but I picked up guitar. My dad gave me his old guitar when I went to college. So I was like 18, and I would just, sit around on campus like a hippie and pick out my Jewel songs that I just had to know how to sing. And then I started writing music, but you can imagine like with the influences from our era, I'm like listening to Liz Phair and Poe and like, some kind of angsty, young female empowerment lyrics were spewing out of me. And now I have 3 kids and I have to sing things that I would want them to listen to. So figuring out the material and how to translate kind of the artistry of it into how it's relevant for me now, and how I can still share the same feelings, like the same emotional content, and speak to people that are, I guess, more my age or just be universal with it, has been a big challenge. So I feel like I have 16 full originals, and I feel like they are all over the board. Like, I don't feel like they fit into one genre. So the last few months, really, my project has been really kind of honing in on which songs sounds the most similar together, and to kind of really try to figure out how to package them in to kind of
like a product.
Like one product or one brand. And so like the plan, the long-term goal is CD, but the short-term goal is single and then the EP. And so I think I've got 5 figured out now that I want to do that.
Oh, good. Well, when you say CD, that resonates with me, but now we are definitely dating ourselves.
Right. Like we have a music festival gig that we're doing at the end of March, and we have an hour set on an acoustic stage, and then we have a set the next day on the main stage, and then we have a booth the whole weekend. So I'm like, I gotta get some CD. And I'm going, wait a minute, do people even have CD players anymore? Like,
Yeah,
how do
well,
you even do that? So I
ha-
guess
have
I'm like,
have you thought about getting some vinyl pressed?
no, but that would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, vinyl has really been on a huge
Yeah,
upward trend for the last several
yeah,
years. And
yeah,
I think Sean said last week when I was interviewing him in his
yeah,
band, the Cutthroat Finches, they do a lot of vinyl, and it really fits the style of their band.
yeah,
But
yeah.
he said something that like vinyl accounts for like half of all music sales now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's definitely something to consider. But, you know, first and foremost, I think, I've got kind of the liaison ready to go, the in between step to get it digital. So it'll
Oh
go
yeah.
to Spotify and iTunes and all of that. That's where the single will go first. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So
that's really cool.
that's
And
exciting.
are you
Yeah.
going just under your own name?
I am going under Kendi Jean Music for my personal. Um, that's kind of my nickname from Kendra, and Jean's my middle name.
Cool.
Our last name's just so hard to even say
Yeah,
or
yeah. Everyone will be saying
spell, or yeah,
Feinstead and
Feinstead. It's just, yeah, it's just not romantic at all.
yeah.
It's just kind of, but Jean is no.
I like that. I
I
like
think it kind of fits. Kendi Jean,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
like that.
kind of fits my style. It's not exactly country, but kind of like Americana, bluesy kind of stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, cool. Well, I am
yeah,
really excited, and just as kind of a tag to what you were saying about
thanks.
this stuff feeling like it's disjointed and in a lot of
Yeah,
different styles and things. And of course, I've heard several of your songs. I don't think they're as, and I mean this in a good way. I don't think they're as varied and all over the board as you think.
yeah,
Like, because
yeah.
I've done that for me, where I'm like, these songs are all over the place, and then I put them together. I take a break
Yes.
from them, and I have someone else listen to them, and they're like, it sounds like you. I'm like, this one's real
Yeah.
different. They're like, no, it sounds like you.
We're very overcritical of ourselves, I think, too. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's important to analyze it so that you're getting the product that you want out
Oh,
there. And
totally, totally. Well, I think you
but I
have.
did sorry, go ahead.
Nope, nope. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, you asked me earlier if I was recording them on my own, and the answer to that is yes and no. I do have Pro Tools, and I've been trying really hard to get everything recorded, and I just don't trust. I mean, I'm so amateur at it. I've like just now picked up this DAW and really have no idea what I'm doing. So, what the plan is really kind of hone in what sound I want to hear. And then I have a meeting with a producer that's local. And so if I can kind of minimize the hours it would take, but use someone else to like lay down beats and add in some other fluff to it. And, it's not going to be like a full production, but it'll be a lot better than me spending 4 hours a day on YouTube trying to get one thing to work that I don't know how to do
Yes,
yet.
yes.
So
Yeah,
it's
I
more
think
of an
it's
efficiency thing.
yeah, I think it's important for all of us to kind of find like what is our superpower and like do that, and then
Hmm.
let other people
Yeah,
who are experts in these other fields do what they do best. And I think a lot of
for
people
sure.
underestimate just how hard it is to record yourself well.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's so many things sound people pick up on that your ear isn't really trained to hear. And so I'm always afraid. I'm like, is the fan too loud from the computer? Like all these little things
Yeah.
that, I don't know if I'm picking up on or if I'm even hearing. So I'm going to let somebody who knows how to do that help me.
Yeah, good for you. Good. Well, I'm really excited
Thanks.
about that. And just as and of course I'm a big fan of yours, so but I try to be as objective as possible. And I think your music is is a cut above the rest. And
Thank
think
you.
I think you have something really good going. So now when you and
Cool.
Molly have been performing more, and
Yeah.
Molly has definitely inherited your pipes. Holy cow. The way you guys sing together and harmonize, that's pretty cool. So how did all of
It is
that
fun.
how did all of that start, and what is that, what is it like getting to perform with her?
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. It's really a cool thing. especially because she's had her own challenges. So, so she is intellectually disabled. You know, growing up, she's 13 now, but starting around 2, we were kind of looking into that autism category. She did all of the ECIs and the, you know, it was in special ed at school, um,
Sorry about that.
therapies. She was like, no, you're good. So we had a lot of challenges, and obviously a lot of learning challenges. So she's just fallen farther and farther behind. And in 4th grade, I ended up pulling her out of public school, because it's really hard. She doesn't learn on a linear scale very easily. She's just got so many splintered skills. So, you know, we wanted to kind of meet her at her highest point instead of at her lowest point. And so we started doing some combination of things. We do homeschool a few days a week, goes to some like type classes a couple days a week, and loves her school. She gets some socialization, but she obviously, you hear her sing and you're like, okay, that she can belt it, because she really only has one volume, and that is like Adele. And we just, you can't stop her. She's a singer. So, but the really special thing is that she has such a good ear. Like, her pitch is perfect, like
It really is.
absolutely perfect. And so we started I looked into kind of music therapy at school. So we were getting that covered at school. And then we had a really sweet teacher who was a neurological music therapist for several years, and her name was Sarah, and she moved away. And so it was kind of kismet, but, you know, a bittersweet thing, because right when she started pulling out, I was like, well, maybe I can just fill in. And we started doing these videos. And, you know, the first one was just kind of like, I just wanted to get a baseline of where she was. So I filmed our homeschool lesson, and it ended up being absolutely hilarious, because Finn, who's now 7, was like 2 or 3 at the time, and the entire time I was playing and singing, and it was this really like heartfelt Sarah Bareilles song, and I'm just like, you know, feeling it, and the whole time he's throwing this plastic ball at our heads, and it's just bouncing off my face, and I just was like, I'm just gonna keep going, I'm just gonna keep going. And it ended up like, I ended up just having to turn it off, because Molly was cackling laughing so hard at me getting hit in the face. But it's still one of my favorite videos because it's hilarious.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
then we decided to do a video every month, and we started calling them our Rockstar Jam sessions. And you know, you can kind of hear, if you watch the videos in procession, we started, you know, just singing together, and then like we'd add in a couple of harmonized notes, and now I just trust her. She can just sing whatever she wants, and then I just harmonize with her, because I know she's not going to leave her note, and we can make some pretty magical things happen. I think, you know, it's she brings tears to my eyes sometimes, so
Yeah, yeah. You
it's been really
guys,
fun.
y'all don't miss notes, and that's a really impressive thing vocally.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, well,
Thank you. I
that's
just
so cool. And you guys go by Molly Rose-Colored Glasses on social media.
We do. Her name's Molly Rose, and you know, ever since she was born, I said that she made me look at the world through Molly Rose-colored glasses, and so that's just kind of what we went with, because, you know, we kind of run on the premise that our motto is that everybody rocks at something. So, you know, she may not rock at math, but she can rock at her singing, and I think everybody kind of forgets that in the box isn't for everybody, and
Yeah, yeah.
everybody's got something that they can do well and that they should enjoy.
I love that philosophy and agree 100%. Not everybody's
Yeah.
going to be good at the same things. Let's
Nope.
find what is their superpower and
Yes.
really hone in on it. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That's exactly what we've tried to do with her, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, we've gotten bigger gigs every year, and now we're doing like I'm helping with the musical production for the drama kids with them, and I'm teaching little voice lessons,
Oh
and
my
we
gosh,
get to
wow.
perform, and it's been really fun.
You and you've got Valentine's Day parties today and everything with the kids. You are
Yeah.
very involved with your kids and their activities and all of that. how do
Yeah.
you manage kind of having time for yourself, for your music, as well as being
Yeah.
really involved with the kids? Because I find for myself, like it's hard for me to step away and do some of these things on my own,
Right.
because mentally it's hard to push everything else out. Do you have a method for that, or?
Compartmentalize. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. And some things I just know I can't do when the kids are home. So I mean, like writing, I can't concentrate on trying, like if I get an idea of something, I can't really perfect it whenever there's a bunch of noise going on and all of that. So and I mean, Molly's home with me 3 days a week, or 5 days of the week, but so I don't have a whole lot of alone time. But I think my superpower, if you will, is multitasking, because I'm not a planner. No one would ever say Kendra is a planner. That's not me at all. I kind of just go with the flow and let things happen. But it sounds really goofy, but a lot of times when I spend a lot of time in the car because I'm picking kids up and things, and I kind of have a method with my songwriting where if I've got an idea, I'll start humming a melody, or I'll get some ideas to a word, and I pull out my notes on my phone and I'll type them in, because if I don't, then I'll go, oh, that was such a good idea, and later it'll just be gone, because I'm 40 and I have 3 kids, so my brain spells are pretty much minimal at best right now. Or I'll hit record, and I won't even record my face, but I'll record just the sound, and I'll just hum it, and then it's stuck in my phone. And then like this morning, I got up, I got everybody out the door, and I had between 7 and 8:20 before I had to leave. And I went upstairs and I listened to my recording of an idea from yesterday, and I was able to pick out some chords and then write down some, so I just kind of piece it out. And I think the important thing I've learned is when I have the idea, I need to mark it down right then, because
Yeah.
sometimes they're just fleeting.
Oh,
And I've
absolutely.
learned that I need to record the melody, because I'll go, oh, this would be awesome, and I'll write the words down, and then I'll go back and I'm like, I even have like a little system where like the inflected word has a certain little symbol to it, and it's just really tough to get it back into your brain sometimes. So
Yeah.
recording, it's been nice. It's been helpful.
Yeah, it's and I've got notebooks from when I was a teenager, which will kind of
Yes.
jog some things. But I tell you what, having a smartphone that's one of the best
Yeah.
things, is being able to just instantly capture those ideas, and then you might
Yeah.
find them several months later and be like, oh, I forgot all about that.
I forgot about that brilliant idea.
Yeah, right. Oh, well, awesome. Well, Kendra, I know you have a busy day, so I'm gonna let you go. Thank you so
Okay.
much for
Thank you.
being with us. For those
Yes.
who are interested, where can people find you?
Well, I have the website's Kendi Jean Music. There's
And
also a
how do you
Facebook.
spell that?
Kendi is Kendi, and Jean is just Jean, music.com. And then there's a Facebook page for Kendi Jean Music, and also for Molly Rose Colored Glasses.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Well, this has been great, and
Okay.
maybe we'll see you guys on Sunday for Pokemon at the comic book store.
Yes, Pokemon.
All right. Cool. We could have a whole separate
Okay.
podcast about Pokemon.
Right.
All right. Okay. Well, have a great rest of the
I
day.
love it. Okay. Thanks, Eric.